So people overcomplicate link building. People have overcomplicated it since SEO began, making out to be this big, complicated, expensive, difficult monster, when in reality it's a simple process. And I'm going to break it down for you in this video, and I'm going to show you the minimalistic way to approach link building to get the results you need without getting complicated into these weird and wonderful strategies and different tiers and just anchor text optimization, all that stuff. This is just working with reality and looking at how Google looks at link building, how Google or any search engine looks at what links are and what it would expect a website to have. So let's get started. The first thing to do with any website is to kick off with foundational links. So what are foundational links? Foundational links is just a buzz term. It doesn't really mean anything. It gets thrown around a lot, even by me. But what it means is it's the links that you just expect any kind of real website, any kind of real business to have, even if Google didn't exist. So what are these links? So first of all, a press release. Before Google began, many years ago, if you started a business, you'd put out a press release. You'd put out some kind of news that you've launched. You've finally launched, your business, and you're open for business, and maybe you've got a new service, maybe you've changed location, maybe you've got a new member of staff. You put out this press release so the news would cover it. And it's kind of no different these days. Obviously, there's some very low-end press releases going all the way up to high-end press releases, but they're kind of harmless and they just give a nice signal. So you can submit a press release, might get picked up by some industry media outlets, something like that, but most of the time they get sent to these news wires and they go on various websites that display these kind of press releases, which results in a lot of links back, mostly no follow, but it's just a good signal to Google that, hey, this website is getting loads of links from these press release sites. It's just a signal. Will it get you number one rankings for the most competitive terms? No, probably not. But it's just a signal in there to show how it's a real site, solidifying your brand name, solidifying any other details around you. It's giving some nice signals without getting into too much detail of how search engines work. We can just know that this is like just do this. It's going to get you some nice signals. Again, it's not just for new websites. If you want to announce new products, new services, change of location, new staff, all of this is a good excuse to kind of go out there and put a press release out, get some different kind of links in, and just build a natural looking profile. Next one will be like industry and local directories. So there will be a lot of directories you can post in, for your country, maybe your town, maybe your county. If you're a local business, this is really important. You can solidify something called NAP, which is name, address, and phone number. Repeating that across many directories solidifies this for Google, and they really trust it, and they think, right, we're going to show this business in our search engine when people search for this local business, because we really trust the details that they're saying, across all these directories. So industry ones are a little bit different. So if you work in a specific industry, like you're a food manufacturer, or you sell clothing or whatever, there's going to be industry directories, especially for your industry you want to get listed in. Now, you do this if Google didn't exist. Before Google began, the web was basically run by directories. It was basically, you'd find what you wanted by going on a website. It had categories. You'd click through into the categories. You'd find the category of the thing you're after, and then pick a website from that list. It's a lot more sophisticated these days, because Google just uses keywords and just shows you a list based on your keyword, a dynamic changing list. But still, Google used these directories, and still does probably, to to know what a website is about, to give it some trust. And it's another signal. This website is in all these directories. Let's give it another signal of it's a real website. Next one would be getting all your partners, suppliers, any company you're associated with, anything that you sponsor, anywhere where you've had some kind of real world relationship, calling them, emailing them and saying, hey, let's just put each other on our partner page or put each other somewhere on the website. You can make it an exchange, or you could, if you're doing something more for them, like giving charity or whatever, maybe they can give you a link, or maybe you're doing something for them that isn't charity, but whatever. Like, you're going to have some partners, suppliers, people who you can call upon when your website started, or even, anytime. If you're picking up a new client, this would be something I would be doing day one. I'd be looking, right, who are your suppliers? Let's call every one of them. Let's do a partnership page. Let's put our link on theirs, and we'll put their link on ours. And there we go. We've got some nice signals there going on. It's a real website. You're interacting with other real websites too. It's all looking good. It's good signals. It doesn't matter if it's a link exchange. You're going to get some one-way links further down the line. Don't worry about it. And it's easy pickings. These partnership links, these supplier links, you already know them. They're going to answer the phone. They're going to answer the email. They're going to do something for you if you've been, having some kind of relationship for a while. And then we get to the ongoing stuff. So the stuff that, once you've done all the foundational stuff, great. That's a good start. You might see some movement. For most local businesses, you could probably finish here. Depends on the competitiveness of the industry, but this is sometimes enough to get you, in local searches. But I would recommend doing some kind of monthly promotion as well. So the monthly promotion I recommend, this is ongoing, handful of guest post links, handful of niche edits. How many do you need? This would depend on link gap analysis, and I do have another video for that. If you don't do link gap analysis, it's not the end of the world, because often we're restricted by budgets and everything else anyway. And link gap analysis gives us an idea, but it's sometimes, there's so many other variables why a website ranks that it's almost counterproductive to focus so much on these numbers. But anyway, it does give you some kind of map. I would say if you haven't got link gap analysis, if you haven't got this kind of data available to you, just do a handful of guest posts, a handful of niche edits, linking to the homepage, linking to pages where you'd expect to get links. Most links should be going to the homepage. This is what happens if you look at any website in the world, any real website, most of the links are going to the homepage. So imitate nature, do that. Sprinkle some links into some service pages, some blog posts that are sort of mid-funnel, bottom of funnel, indirectly selling stuff, indirectly selling your services. One step away from your services are great because you pass the link authority through. Handful of these every month would be great. Why guest posts and why niche edits? Why not one? Why not the other? Well, guest posts are links in blog posts from new blog posts. Niche edits are links in blog posts from existing blog posts. The end result is the same. There's no difference. The power from niche edits may be a little quicker. You may have a little bit more control over the power if you pick a good blog post. It's all a bit undetermined really which one is better and why. I would mix both because I don't want all my links coming from new posts and I don't want all my links coming from existing posts. As a general rule, I think websites get more links from new posts than they do existing posts. So I'd follow that naturally. I'd get a few more guest posts and niche edits. That's just me though. I don't think it will harm you too much if you go all niche edits. I don't think it will harm you too much if you go all guest posts. But another thing that I just want to say about guest posts is you should be looking at ghost posts rather than guest posts. So if anyone don't know what a ghost post is, that is you write a post, you give it to the blogger and you say that's yours. You can edit it, you can change the images, you can do whatever you want, please keep the links in, but this is your content. Please write it under your name, put it on the main feed. It's not a guest post, no contribution labels, no sponsorship labels, no guest post labels or anything like that, no author box links. The link's within the content and it's your content. So remember that when you're doing guest posts, you want to be doing ghost posts. And the reason why this is monthly ongoing is because right now we're in 2024 and I think we still are at an age where links are coming from bloggers mostly. Social is kind of coming front and center in the way that people interact and talk about things online. So I think there are some signals from that. And, you know, as SEOs, we should always be looking at all these different kinds of signals and making sure our clients are getting all of the right signals. But in terms of links, you know, HTML links, bloggers are the bloggerati. Bloggers are the linkerati, should I say? The linkerati. And they're the ones that are linking stuff. So we need to get links from them. Why? Because they are recommendations that Google will be looking at these like, whoa, this blog, there's a gardening blog, is recommending this gardening e-commerce store. Let's give it some, you know, a vote. Let's give it a thumbs up. It's contextual, it's relevant. It might not even be like a recommendation or review, but it might just be they mentioning, the very fact they're mentioning them shows trust. It's do follow. Let's give it a thumbs up. So yeah, I'm really bullish on getting my monthly ongoings from bloggers. And also don't forget to earn links. We're going to get into digital PR at the end, but as a general rule, you should be thinking about assets you could put on your website that earn links over time. So calculators, tools, infographics, stats, surveys, run surveys on your customers or pay to run surveys on the industry and post that on your website as a blog post or a page, and it gives some really good insights and people will link to it within the industry. So great way to earn links. You need to be putting a focus on this because this is your ongoing links that you're going to earn that none of your competitors can get because they haven't gone through the trouble of creating calculators, tools, infographics, stats, surveys, but you have. Now, the last piece of link building is Harrow. I don't know why I call it Harrow still, but it's basically expert quote links. Now, Harrow gets a bit of a bad rep because people do abuse it, understandably, but there are still very genuine, there is very genuine journalism and content creation that require a lot of different opinions, and they make great posts when done correctly. So people are creating a post on what teachers think about the pay cuts or whatever, and then they get 20 different teachers give a quote. And it could happen for any, you know, what does SaaS founders attribute to their success? And there could be 20 different SaaS founders. And as a reader, you know, I've read a few of these and I like these kind of posts because I think, wow, there's 20 different opinions in one post. So it's kind of like, it is great content and there is a big need for it. As an SEO, as a link builder, I love this because it means I can get my clients quotes within these pieces and they're relevant. It shows some kind of authority because you're putting yourself as an authority figure. They're usually from really good sites. It just is really hard to get these links. So you have to put in a lot of effort. You have to answer a lot of quotes. You put a lot of work in for not a lot of reward. So to scale this, you know, you need to kind of use an agency that knows what they're doing. And the last one is digital PR campaigns. So digital PR is the sweetheart of link building right now. It's kind of it's the most white hat you can get. It's becoming industrialized, so you know it's getting a lot more scalable, and it's basically creating stories related to your client, stories, campaigns, whatever you want to call it, related to your client, getting in the news, getting in media outlets, and getting cited for that story. Now, a story might be a data campaign, a story might be literally an insight or an expert commentary on something. You could be creating the story, in terms of data, but also you could be reacting to a story, something in the news. You could quickly get a comment or a quote on it or an insight on it, send it all the journalists that cover that kind of stuff, and hope you get the links back. Because there is an ecosystem in the digital PR world. There are journalists that need stories, and there are marketers that want links or they want mentions. So it works. It works. If you've got really good stories, the journalists will cover it. But they're not covering it because they want to give you a link. So we need to bear in mind that even if you get good coverage, you might not get the link. It might be no follow. There's loads of caveats to digital PR. It makes it a little bit inconsistent when you compare it to like Blogger Outreach or guest posting, niche edits. But it is very powerful because you are getting links from big newspapers, big media outlets. I don't care about no follow with digital PR because I'm getting a link off a DR 80, 90 newspaper, getting my brand name, even in text, with no link, just a mention is worth something from one of these big sites. So, yeah, that's what I do quarterly. So to sum this up, I'll kick off with foundational links, which is press releases, directories, and doing some link exchanges with partners and suppliers. And then ongoing, I'd get some ghost posting done, niche edits, because this is the linkerati of the web. This is how people recommend stuff. And then obviously I'll try and earn links with calculators, tools, infographics, stats, surveys. And then every quarter, I would go and get an expert quote link campaign and a digital PR campaign. Now, if you need help getting these kind of links, we do all of these kind of link building services on fatjoe.com, or use your favorite link building company, which should be fatjoe.com. Anyway, I'll see you on the next video.